Hi, today we are going to melt the icebergs of fear. So we're going to be spending a lot of time getting some warming practices, probably some agni sara you'll see, and specifically dealing with the kidney region, which is, we can feel fear in the lower to middle back area right in here. Kidneys back there. In traditional Chinese medicine, kidneys, the emotion associated with the kidneys is fear. And what happens is we just don't go to fight and flight, but first we usually freeze, which is that constriction of energy locking down in the body. It could be the body, also the spirit, also your mind. So this constriction of energy, locking it down, we freeze, and then our response to that freezing is usually to fight, go into like an aggressive, violent behavior to deal with the circumstances, or to retreat. But that freeze is usually that first response. So if we melt that freeze, then hopefully it gives us a more capacity to respond to the circumstances around us instead of fight or flight. So by melting that freezing, we are nipping some of that sympathetic nervous system reaction in the bud. So let's go in and play a little bit. So go ahead, and we'll just start by taking a moment. Feel where you are today in your body. Relax. You might be feeling more in your spirit, in your heart, in your mind, but wherever you're feeling, just notice wherever you're feeling some constriction, some pain maybe, and give some specific attention to your lower and middle back region to see how is it feeling. And then just notice if there are any areas in your body or your mind or your heart or your being that feel actually fluid, where you don't have a freezing going on, where there is a flow and there might be that sense of all is well in my world. Great. Let's go ahead and take some Uddiyana Bandha, Agni Sara. So inhale through the nose, exhale all the air out the nose in 1 second. And then draw the abdomen up. Repeat, inhale. I like to straighten my elbows, lock it out here. Exhale, and then draw the abdomen up. Notice what's happening in the pelvic floor as you draw the abdomen up. Maybe nothing, maybe you don't feel anything. That's okay. One more time, inhale. Exhale all the air out. Draw the abdomen up. I wouldn't do this if you're pregnant, trying to get pregnant, if you're on your menstrual cycle, you just ate, so you can just skip all this and do some nice, lay on your back and do some nice deep breathing into the belly. Inhale, exhale all the air out. Draw the abdomen up. One more, inhale, exhale, draw the abdomen up. And then go ahead and stand and feel. Just go ahead and shake. Just gentle shoulder rolls. Gentle shoulder rolls, both directions. Not to get in there or work it out, but just feel the fluidity as if the icebergs of fear were melting in your shoulder joints. Notice what's happening in your pelvic floor, your ankles even. And we'll do it again. Inhale and then exhale. And draw the abdomen into the right side. So you're going to feel draw up that right pelvic half, and maybe that right hip, from that right leg all the way into the belly. So exhale all the air out. And then draw up whatever you think, drawing everything into the right, from the right side in. Release. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. You can draw both up. If you can't access the side, and then take it to the side. You can even touch it there if you want to. Back into that right hip bone. Now think of really drawing up from that right sit bone all the way into that right pelvic half, maybe all the way up from that right ovary, that right kidney, Maybe even warming the liver a little bit. One more time. Come down, take a moment and feel. You might feel a little lopsided. And then just take your hands and rub right inside your hip bone, your right hip bone. Rub your right rib cage, right diaphragm. That's where your liver is. It's also affected by the fight, flight, and freeze response. If it's frozen in the kidneys, it shuts down our immune function, and that has to do with the liver. Release. Now take what's left, the left side. So inhale, exhale all the way out, and then draw it up through the left sit bone, the left ovary, the left kidney. Again, inhale, exhale all the way out, draw it into the left. Feel free to play with your body to get it in there. You don't have to stay in one place. It's okay to touch parts of your body to see if you can find access. This side might be easier or more difficult than the other side. They may not feel the same. Do it 2 more times if you can. If you got one more in you. And then come on up, take a moment and feel. You can rub your inside your right hip bone. The right ovary might be the right side. Your spleen is warming up that spleen function. And take both sides. Lower back, middle back, right around the front. Take a moment and feel. If you got tension in the shoulders from all that, just gentle melting of the icebergs of fear in the shoulders, releasing. We'll take one more round, and this time flapping the abdomen. So it doesn't have to be fast like a flutter, or it can be kind of blub, blub, however it feels good to you, but really fanning that flame that's going to warm up that pelvic floor, really consciously bring that up and down, let that join in with the diaphragm. So you have both of these diaphragms, the pelvic floor diaphragm and your lung diaphragm going up and down here, whoop, 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 and in and out, whoop, whoop, whoop. Really feeling the fluidity as that frozen area might start to melt in there. Inhale, exhale all the way out. Do a few more rounds on your own. Only flap as many times as it feels good to you. You might be flapping longer or shorter than me. Those of you that have a Nowly practice, feel free to go ahead and do that a few more rounds. Otherwise, just keep flapping away. And then come on up. Take a moment and feel. What's different? Anything changing? Anything feel more fluid? Again, feel free to adjust your shoulders if they got tense there. And to just lift the chin up, reach it forward, drop it down, bring it in. Lift the chin up, reach it forward, drop it down, bring it in. Lift the chin up, reach it forward, drop it down, bring it in. And now start to feel that relationship between the top of your head and your tailbone, and do a standing cat-cow. That little tailbone and head come together, and then bring them together in the other direction. So I'm feeling the suppleness of my spine, whooping forward and back in this front back sagittal plane. I feel my bones fluid as they come together in the front, come together in the back. Not so I'm hurting myself, but just to give some fluidity in my spine. And then can I find that fluidity in my bones, melting any ice in my kidneys. So I'm not trying to hammer and hurt my back here. I'm trying to create, just chipping away, warming up that ice. And then come to standing. Let's take some hip rolls. So just go ahead and move your hips around and around like you're scraping out, like you're a spatula, scraping out that chocolate chip cookie dough in the bowl you're standing in. Can you feel your pelvic floor rolling around in there? And then take it the other direction, roll it around, roll it around. Yes. And then forward and back. Swanging it forward like a bucket, swanging it back, forward and back. Whoop, whoop. Your knees will be bending and, breathing along. And then maybe to the diagonal, so to the right, front, back, left, right, front, back, left, left, front, back, right, left, front, back, right. And then in a figure 8, have some fun in there. And then just take it anywhere you want to go. Feel the fluidity. Kidneys, for me, are a very diagonally way. So the figure 8 will probably be working a lot with figure 8s today. And then some of these flips of the arms. Hand can come to the back here. Just again, tapping on the kidneys here. That's a tapping on a lung point. I learned this way back in the day when I used to do Qigong and Tai Chi. This was one of the Tai Chi warm-ups. And it's a good one now for melting those fears. In the hips, the kidneys, the shoulders, and also it leads right up into your mind and your brain, helping you with that creative flow. A couple more rounds. Start to bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Take a moment and feel. How's it going in there? Great. Take our legs wide. Rotate our right foot out, left foot in. Inhale, exhale, bend that front leg. Inhale up, and exhale, slide it over into triangle pose. Again, now just feeling those icebergs start to melt in the pelvic floor. Can I feel my left kidney move down into my right hip, my right sit bone? I'm feeling that diagonal, my left kidney into my right sit bone, my right knee. Take it all the way to the knee, if you can. My left kidney into my right knee. Same time, I'm thinking of my right kidney into my left knee. So I'm feeling both kidneys move into both knees in that diagonal way. Take it again. And if it's too many diagonals, just pick your left kidney into the right knee and stay with that diagonal. And now, you go from triangle pose, bend the leg, stay in triangle pose, take a moment, feel that diagonal of your left kidney into that right knee, through your body. Breathe into your pelvic floor. I'm placing my hand on my left hand on where I think my left kidney might be on my back. And I breathe in, feeling that flow. That softening, conscious with my mind and my breath, melting. One more breath in, and exhale. Inhale, come on up. Walk the feet together. Take a moment. That's a lot of energy if you do it with that energetic perspective. So don't move quickly. I moved a little too fast. Because when you really get into those energetic currents, it can pack quite a wallop. I'm just saying. And just notice what's changed. Take the legs wide again. Rotate your left foot out, right foot in. Now take the right kidney into the left knee. Inhale. Exhale, bend that front leg. Inhale up. And then exhale, slide and glide it over. So I'm now feeling my right kidney into my left knee. I'm having my hand around where my right kidney might live in the back. You can also access it from the front, but today I'm working on my back. I'm working from the back point of view. You can do it from either. It's pretty great, both ways actually. Just with this idea of just allowing my kidney to be calm and nourished. My hand holding it, saying all is well in my world. No need to fear, I'm here. I'm here meaning you are there with yourself. And maybe for some, the fact that there's someone else in the room with you, that'd be awesome too. Because it's a community, it's support, community of our own being and a community outside of our own being. Go ahead and stay there in triangle. Bathing that breath into your kidney, right kidney to left knee. You can also pull in that left kidney to the right knee, diagonal. Maybe now it's easier to find two diagonals, maybe not. Finding that flow with my breath, allowing myself. Inhale, come up. Walk the feet together. Take your time. Stand and feel. Take the legs wide one more time. Arms out. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your right leg. Feel that left kidney roll down, the right kidney roll up. Inhale, come up. And then other side. So I'm feeling all these diagonals. My left kidney to my right knee, right kidney to my left knee. Or maybe there's another diagonal that I'm experiencing. Play. You've got plenty in this particular movement. Take your own time. If you want to move a little bit slower to kind of get really juicy in those diagonals, great. If your flow is a little faster, take it to the flow that works the best for you today, knowing that there'll be another day and you can flow there as well. All right, stay to the right, feeling your left kidney rolling down, maybe into your left kidney, maybe move into your right ovary or prostate area. And from there, move down the leg into that knee. One more breath. Take your hand down. Rotate your foot around into the lunge. Peel the feet. Slide it back and forth now. Feeling both kidneys move down into the bladder, which is right above your pelvic floor. Moving into your inner ankles. Find that connection with my legs so that when I move, I'm moving with my own authority, not reacting or running from my feelings or running from my sensations or running from fear, but I'm responding from my own authority. Release your left knee down. You've seen this one before. It's a perfect one for today. Right hand to the outside of that right knee and then slide it down, feeling that left kidney drop down. Put some space around that kidney. Let that kidney move all the way. As we bathe the kidneys, we're also calming and soothing our adrenals. So let that bathe down in to the bladder, into the inner leg, Tuck your hip underneath. Roll over onto it. Bring that leg up, and let's move down into through the hole pose now. Feeling your kidneys nice and supported on the back, on the floor. Allowing your breath now to move from the kidneys, melting any icebergs of fear in the hips, in the pelvic floor, in your foundation. I know with the pandemic and other things, we've been invited to stay more still. Some people have been saying how they feel like their life's been on hold. Maybe they put their life on ice. So if you felt like you're one of those people that put your life on ice right now and have just cooled everything down to the point of maybe freezing, maybe out of fear, maybe out of overwhelm, let's allow that ice to melt some, so we don't have to put our life on hold. We can continue to live fully, vibrantly, authentically, from our own authority, own internal truth. Or my life may not look the same as it was, but it doesn't have to be any less than it was. A couple more breaths down. Opening, melting those icebergs. And then release. Flip over, hands to the mat. Left toes prepared. Down dog. Release your right leg up. Feel that sense of space and maybe fluidity in your hips. Play around now with your right leg. Maybe dip it in. What kind of figure eights can you make with yourself here? With your toe, with your ankle, with your knee. Play with the figure eight idea here. And just experiment. What's there for you? Figure eight wise. Allow your spine to respond, to bend, to flow, to ebb, to flow. Remember at the beginning, we brought our head and tail together from the front and the back. Just play with this figure 80 idea. And then now direct it into your knee. And just see, what does that do for you? Connecting that knee to your opposite kidney. Slide it back now into three-legged dog. Release into downward facing dog pose. Take a moment and just notice the sides of your back, your hips. Inhale, exhale, feel free to draw the abdomen up after your exhale. Then walk or jump your feet between your hands to Uttanasana. Feeling that flow in your skeletal system. The kidneys also really work in harmony with your bones, your skeletal structure. Bend the legs. Inhale, come up to your chair if you like, all the way up to standing. And then float the arms down. If there's any icebergs, melt them out. Stand and feel. The kidneys is some of our most primal, I don't know if primal is the word, but it really, they started, when our kidney function is really happening fully, it really supports cellular regeneration. So, yay. Take the legs wide again. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, take it now. Windmill into the other direction. And take it down. Again, finding your flow. You've already done a bunch of stuff, so your tempo might be different on this side. Let it be. Let yourself acknowledge that you've grown. Acknowledge that you've evolved. You did the first side already, so your body is in a different place than it would have been had you started with this side. When you do this practice tomorrow, start on the other side. And eventually come down with your left hand. Feel that right kidney rolling down, crossing into your left ovary, into that left knee. Find that diagonal line through your body. You melting. Feel free to inhale 4, exhale 4. Sometimes that can be very steadying with all this diagonal and this flow work. For others, it may feel like it's too constrictive and you really want to feel your breath flow in a different way. So I'm not telling you that one is better than the other, but it is a useful tool for some. Depends on the day. One more breath. And exhale, release your arm down. Walk your feet around to the lunge, peel back foot off. Now I'm feeling both of my kidneys moving down into my bladder, which is right above my pelvic floor. Feeling that energy move down through my legs. Again, moving with my own authority, stepping into my life from a place of responsible, like I'm able to respond versus reacting. If we keep our emotions on high and overreact with more force than is needed or that we can actually use in a situation, that also stresses our organs. So, according to Chinese medicine. So just feel that connection down the inner ankles. Release that back knee relating to the kidney down. Left hand to the outside of your left knee, left knee, right kidney. Slide that right kidney down, connect into your left knee. So those of you who have done this action with me many times, there's a reason why I have you put your left hand on your left knee while you slide that right kidney down. It's to help your body remember that diagonal energy swirl, that energy spiral that is very kidney-y. Breathing fully into that back body, knowing that you've also got another knee here. Melting those icebergs, bathing with space. And slide your leg over as we roll over onto our backs. Whoop-de-doo. Lay down on our backs. Through the whole pose now, feeling both kidneys supported, soft on the ground, into the ovaries, prostate area, into the bladder, pelvic floor, melting the icebergs of fear now in our hips and pelvis. Taking our life off of that holding pattern of ice. So I'm taking my life off of ice, moving it into the vibrant, alive flow. Whatever breath pattern is going to be your friend now, whether it's inhale 4, exhale 4. Feeling another kind of flow here. I think a 1-to-1 ratio is really effective when working with diagonal lines. But, play around and get back to me with your findings. I'm always interested to hear what you discover in these practices. It's really fun to share with each other. I mean, really, it's really only sharing when you get back to me. Otherwise, I'm just, throwing it out there. I love the feedback. I mean, I love that conversation that some of you share with me. So please don't be shy. Of course, no pressure to do so. You don't have to, but I'm just letting you know that I enjoy it. Just like I'm really enjoying this, especially with this idea of melting that fear, taking all those parts of my life that might have been on hold, Life doesn't have to be, I don't have to wait for my life. I can start living it. It may be different, but I'm still living it fully. You feel that knee into the kidney. Maybe it's my left knee into my right kidney into my left kidney, or something else. When you're ready, come on down. Flip over. Right toes getting ready. Inhale, and then exhale. Slide it up into your down dog. Left leg can go up into three-legged. Find that space, what's melted. And then start to play here. So play with your legs. Little swirls, little spirals, little figure eights. Undulating of the spine. Does this side have to express what feels beautiful and express it for this side? Maybe it's different than the first side. Head and tail, tail and head. Figure eights with the knee. Now start to get into those figure eights with the knee just to see what does that do for you. Can you find them? And then come back to three-legged. Into downward facing dog pose. Inhale, exhale, draw the abdomen up. Up onto your big toes. And then come back down into child's pose. Take a moment. Put your hands on your back where your kidneys might be. Just give them some love. Trace the diagonals from the kidneys all the way down into your tail where your bladder might be. Find that diagonal line in the back. And then feel it in the front from your bladder up into your kidneys. You don't have to come out of child's pose. I'm just showing you where it is, but you can. And then come up into vajrasana, and we'll just all do this together. So take your hands at your bladder, your pubic bone, bring them up, diagonal, and then across the side bodies, and then go down into the tailbone. So we're gonna just do that. So it's up the front, diagonal, and then down the back into the, so we're tracing those kidney front and kidney back connections. Then reverse it from the tailbone up to the kidneys, kidneys to the pubic bone, tailbone up to the kidneys, kidneys to the pubic bone. And just rub your legs into your knees. Just because, rub your arms, your neck. Take a moment and feel. Curl the toes under. Sitting on the toes opens up some of those kidney meridians down at the bottom of the feet, called bubbling spring. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Exhale, release. Draw the abdomen up. You might tune into your kidney diagonals here as we play. Or you might just be feeling that spine so super supported and fluid between those two kidney diagonals. Inhale, take your body over to the right. Squeezing your right kidney, just opening your left kidney. Inhale up. Change the interlacing of your fingers. Take it over to the left, squeezing your left kidney, opening your right. A couple of breaths here. Inhale up. Exhale, hands back behind you. Open the collarbones. Feel the kidneys lofty and supported and warm and full. So I'm not squeezing my kidneys. I'm letting them hold me buoyantly with that fluid energy. And come forward. Come forward, just tap the toes out. And sit back into vajrasana or child's pose. Come up onto your knees. Falling over. Take your right leg out to the side, parighasana, gate pose. Inhale, left arm up. So I'm going to feel my squeezing up. I'm going to condense and hug that right kidney while I buoyantly allow my left kidney to flourish and bloom. So I'm going to squeeze and give it a hug. So I'm not collapsing. This kidney's actively condensing. This kidney's actively giving itself a little hug, a squeeze to get, so that when it opens, there'll be fresh blood, fresh life force, kind of wringing out some of the stagnation, some of the fear. One breath in. And then I like to exhale, face that leg. And so feel those diagonals. Come back up to the side. And then inhale up, feel that over the top. There's that unicorn moment. Bring your other leg in and take it into vajrasana. Come back up onto your knees. Left leg out to the side. One thing that's kind of cool about practicing on carpet, it's really nice and soft on my knees. And inhale, right arm up. Now my left kidney is going to squeeze and wring out some of that fear while my right kidney gets to bloom. Stay here. Take as many breaths as it takes to access this. Remember, this side just was big and this side was just squeezed. So it might take a few breaths for them to reverse roles. They don't need to rush. There's no hurry here. I'm not pushing. I'm not asking anything violently of my organs or my kidneys here. I'm loving where they are, taking them where they are, and inviting them to express themselves in these ways. And then if you like, face that leg. I like that nice diagonal feeling that I feel across my back here. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, and then inhale all the way up to a big unicorn over the top moment. Unicorn fart rainbow, woo! Bring your leg in. Vajrasana. Let's go ahead and lie down on your backs. Hug the knees to the chest. Take some breaths into that pelvic floor. Feel that connection from your pelvic floor all the way up into your hips. Move your hips slightly. Rotate slightly. Maybe I can contact my right kidney into my left sit bone, my left kidney into my right sit bone. Arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower knees over to the left. Maybe not all the way, but maybe. And then inhale back to the center. And then exhale, knees over to the right, head to the left. So now, super luscious with these twists. as many as you want to. And eventually, stay there with your legs over to the left, head to the right. If that's too big of a twist, you can come more onto your side. Because maybe it's been enough for your back and kidneys. This is all about inviting that fluidity, melting the fear, not imposing too much action. And then take your right arm over the top into a loose fetal position. So you're on my left side now. Just resting. Now take your right foot, which is the foot that's on the top, and feel your toe initiating. I'm going to move my toe down on that diagonal, that right lower diagonal. My right arm's going to open up and I'm going to turn myself into a big letter X. My wall's in my way. Feel that sense of that big X now. I'm going to bring myself back in to mini shavasana. Look, you can take some dynamic ones if you like to, twisting side to side, but eventually your knees over to the right, head to the left for just a nice luscious twist. You can acknowledge those diagonal lines from kidneys to knees, kidneys to sit bones, ovaries, prostate. Can I get softer, more melty in my belly, in my back, in my mind, in my heart, in my life? Be more melty, more gooey, more resilient. Can I be more fun in my own life? More tasty? And take your left arm over the top. And lay on your right side in a loose fetal position. Feel your left toe, left big toe. And begin to slide that toe down towards the left diagonal. Then move through the body, opening your body into a big letter X. And then bring yourself down into Shavasana. Get comfortable, whatever kind of support or cushion you need there for your ideal Shavasana. Take your time to give it to yourself. Can you feel your kidneys resting on the floor, really giving in, being supported by the earth, by gravity? Can you feel the adrenal glands sitting on the kidney, feeling nourished, hydrated, supported? Replenished. You feel the kidneys now, your right kidney moving down the ureter into the bladder, all the way into that bladder, that place where they both meet. Your left kidney moving down the left ureter into the bladder, into the pelvic floor now. And feeling this fluidity of life now moving in, down your legs, down your thighs, through your knees, shins and calves, ankles and feet. Feel the kidneys hydrating, cleansing, nourishing the blood. And feel that clean, nourished, hydrated blood moving back into your heart. Relaxing your chest, your lungs, your liver and your spleen. Down your arms, your shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands and fingers. And then that creative flow of the kidney rolling up your spine, behind your eyes, into your brain, melting any fearful thoughts, any constriction of your creative nature. Any worry or fear that's been holding you back from your inspiration. That's been holding you back from living your full, embodied, vibrant life. Feel yourself in your life right here, right now, alive and well. And breathe in, all is well, all is well, all is well. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in and release. And gently wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit to find the edges of your brand new physical, mental, emotional, and vibrational body. As you slowly roll your head from side to side, just feel that fluid nature, your unfrozen brain slosh about in your head. And eventually roll yourself onto one of your sides into a loose fetal position. And eventually gently push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Take a few moments on your own to feel what's melted inside of you, what's alive, what's vibrant, what's radiant. Where do you feel all is well in my world? You continue with your own pranayama meditation practice, or move to the one that accompanies this week's subscription drop. It's my honor and my privilege to share these times, these teachings, and this radiant life with you. Namaste.